All right, so we're going to do a reaction to the Velma trailer. I've been planning on doing this for a couple days, but I actually found a second Velma trailer, one that came out a while ago. So we're going to react to that one first before we go ahead and react and say our piece about the new one. I'll say this, that if they would have released the first one, I would have hands down watched the show. And the second one is where I'm like, why did you have to change so much stuff? The first one seems pretty tame. All right, so here's the first trailer I found, or the second trailer, the older trailer that I found. And this one's interesting. They don't
Of Judy Jetson. When I heard this new version of Judy Jetson wouldn't be boy crazy, the only word I had to describe my disgust.
I actually really
is
like this
jinkies.
part.
If there is one thing the internet agrees on, it's that you should never change anything ever. I hope you die. Sincerely, Velma.
So they're totally self-aware that people are going to hate that they're changing stuff about the Scooby-Doo franchise. They're making fun of it, and I like it. Like, they could have got away with doing what they did in this trailer with all of the other stuff, and I think it would have been a really good show. I think I would have actually enjoyed the show. Being self-aware that they're changing stuff, that they're making people upset, that people are going to get bent over this, and they know in this trailer that people are going to get bent over this. Raise that much of a stink when this trailer released. But then when the next trailer released, that's when things got spicy.
Well, at least Judy's still white.
So to clarify, for people like me that get upset when you change the race of a character, when you race bend a character in an old classic thing, we don't care if you make a white character black or a white character Asian. We don't care. It's not that you're taking away a white character. Just to clarify, we care that you're changing the character, radically changing the character, period. You could make a black character white, and guess what? We would be just as upset about it as if you make a white character black. That being said, them race bending Velma in this, I'm okay with it. I'm actually okay with this change. She's a side character. She's not a major character. I can live with that. Even though she's the main character of this show, she wasn't a major character in Scooby-Doo. You can change just about any character in Scooby-Doo, but Shaggy and Scooby, and we won't care.
Spooky. Hello? Velma Dinkley speaking.
Hello, Velma. Do you like solving mysteries?
Yeah, but I'm actually much more three-dimensional than that. Who is this?
That's the mystery. And solve it quick, because I'm in your house.
A serial killer calling from inside my house? Yes, that's a classic, and that's my point. Why change anything when the classics all still work, right?
It's so self-aware that they are going to make people mad in this trailer. And I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. I think this was a very well done trailer. Honestly, I would have watched this show, hands down, would have watched this show. Would not have had a problem with it.
You're inside my house!
Okay, so that's the first trailer. That was the original trailer. And I think that if they would have kept with just that trailer, they would have probably got more people interested in watching the show. The problem is then they released the other trailer that will air the rest of the dirty laundry, let's say, about how much they changed the show moving forward. I'm not sure when this trailer came out, but this trailer, good job, guys. Good job. Would have watched the show you portrayed here. It didn't show much. It could have been a show without Shaggy, Scooby, Fred, and Daphne. It could have just been the Velma show without one race bend, and I would have been perfectly content checking out the show. This next trailer, though, that's where things get spicy. Okay, so this is the trailer you guys have probably seen all the reactions to. Let's take a dive down here and see what's going on.
This is my story told my way. Jeez! My name is Velma Dinkley, and I've decided to finally share the bone-chilling events that drove me to assemble the greatest team of spooky mystery.
And you see what they did there. So you've got Daphne and you've got Fred pretty much unchanged. Their personalities tweaked a little bit, but for the most part, not bad changes. Then you got Shaggy. They race bent to Shaggy. Might I remind you, his name is Shaggy. Does that hair look shaggy to you? I don't think so. This is a major modification to a primary character from the source material. This is where you're going to run into some issues with people's opinions on your show, guys.
This is my story told my way.
At least the way the trailer is implying it, between the first trailer and the second trailer, it actually implies that these aren't just mysteries that end up being harmless crimes. These end up being mysteries that possibly, at least the way the trailers are implying it, could lead to actual murders and stuff like that. That's a big modification away from the source material. Now they are pitching this as an adult cartoon. So, you know, I could look beyond that. Maybe that's the direction they want to go. Maybe that's the direction they're going. I don't think that's a bad thing, but it is a major modification of the source material here if they're going with actual murders happening and they're trying to solve actual murders instead of mysteries that end up being harmless crimes. That's what Scooby-Doo always was. It was always a spoof. They were solving a mystery that ended up being a spoof, and no one ever got hurt. Property was taken, stuff like that, but no one actually got hurt in the original Scooby-Doo stuff.
Her, she has no brain. And it starts with a murder. When I see something, I wish if I can't convince people I didn't kill Brenda, I'm going to be arrested.
I know, but I also know how to find out who did kill Brenda. I think it has something to do with drugs, which I hate.
Okay, and here's where they're implying that Shaggy is a drug user. Now, I think we can all agree, everybody kind of assumed that the Shaggy character was a pothead. I would like them to clarify in the show that he's only using pot and not using other harder drugs, even though it is an adult cartoon. If they start having him use harder substances in this show, I think that is a major deviation from the source material that would not be so easy of a pill for everybody to swallow. Maybe shrooms. Maybe have him do shrooms.
Do I know you?
It's Velma from school.
I have a disease where I can't recognize people who aren't hot.
Is it called rudeness?
I have an illness!
And here's where you can kind of see the major modifications of Fred's character. Now, his personality is a lot more in line, I guess, with the stereotype. He was supposed to be playing the preppy jock. That's kind of what he was. He was the prep jock. That's what his personality was in the original shows, and they really push that to an extreme, probably a more modern take on that. I don't know how I feel about that. Definitely not the worst offense in this show, though.
A favor. Why would I do that? We're not friends anymore. We're nemesis.
Nemesis.
That's why.
Attention! For all you wondering why the police have not yet caught the serial killer, it's because it's a ghost.
Jinkies!
Maybe it's one of those doors where you push in a brick and it opens.
Fred, wait!
At least they're staying true to the fact that Fred will find a way to F things up. You know, they still got that. He's still going to push stuff that he shouldn't be pushing, and stuff's going to fall.
I have a plan.
I love danger.
Hi, it's 2023, and everything we produce in the media has to have a scene of somebody twerking in it, including She-Hulk and apparently Velma, the reboot of the Scooby-Doo franchise. Why? Can we please can twerking die already? Like, can we just get over it? It's not something we want to see in every media ever. And why include it in the trailer? We're over it.
Success with this if you went in just a little less judgy.
Okay, Daphne, I'm the brains of this operation. You're just the look, style, and effortless charm.
We do make a good team, don't we?
So they're implying that Velma and Daphne are lesbians now. I'm sure there's probably fan fiction out there about that. So some people will probably like this change. I can live with it as long as it's not annoyingly in your face the whole time. If it's once in a while, they drop a hint or something. But if they make it just obnoxiously in your face all the time, I'm out. Why? Why do you have to do this to so much stuff? Add more characters, quit changing characters. You could have given Velma a girlfriend in this, but you had to go for a twofer and try to modify Velma and Daphne at the same time. Why? A little bit, fine. A mile, not so much.
In this day and age, you can't speculate about someone's sexuality unless they're famous or Peppermint Patty.
Or apparently also if you're a beloved childhood cartoon character that we all grew up loving. Again, they're very self-aware that they are going to make people mad, but they don't care. They really just don't care. All right, before anybody says, okay, well, that's not Shaggy. Norville is actually Shaggy's name. I had to go look this up to make sure because I was making this video and I saw that his name was Norville and was like, wait, did they replace Shaggy with a different character altogether? Because if so, then okay, fair point. All the changes you made to Shaggy are okay if it's not actually Shaggy. But no, Norville is actually Shaggy's name before anybody says that in the comment section.
Feel a bit muddy.
Muddy? Oh, sorry I'm not a drunk on the verge of losing custody like every other woman solving murders these days. All our classmates are idiots, so let's assume they're high.
You know what 420 is, right?
Yeah, it's code for adults who still watch cartoons.
Do not judge me for watching cartoons, please, and thank you. Anyways, that's the end of the second trailer. What do you guys think? I mean, to recap, they race bent Velma, they race bent Shaggy. They made Shaggy a drug user and not just implied or personality of a stoner. They actually are straight calling, basically just saying he is using drugs, like more blunt than in the original source material. That's for sure. They made Fred a little bit snappy. This is kind of whatever. They really didn't do much to Fred or Daphne other than the implied relationship or potential for a relationship between Daphne and Velma in this trailer. Would you watch it? Would you watch your beloved cartoon show from your childhood being morphed this much? I think I'm going to, just out of morbid curiosity, to be honest. Also, where's Scooby? It's a Scooby-Doo show. I mean, yes, it's called Velma, but we'll be perfectly honest, it is a Scooby-Doo franchise. Where is Scooby-Doo? So help me, if season 2 of the show, they introduce Scooby-Doo and Scooby-Doo is a poodle, we'll be back.